All right, here we are. We're back again. We are here to do the week ahead for September 23rd through 29th. Um, the whole week we're leading up to a new moon on September 28th. So I have the new moon chart up, and I want to take a look at it so we can see what we're working towards. It's been an interesting few weeks that we've been doing because everything is in Virgo and everything revolves around the word harvest. Everything pointed to harvesting, and we spoke about harvesting. Just like the new dreams are kind of coming into reality because Saturn went direct this week. We just did a video. We did actually a live class on that. So yeah, that brings me to that announcement. I just decided to launch this $5 a month subscription. Learn Sidereal Astrology. I dubbed it the name Sidereal Bites because it's learning astrology or sidereal astrology through bite-size, bite-size information. So basically, what that looks like is I'll have links in the video and links in the YouTube video, and then you can go onto the website Sidereal Astrologist, and that's going to be one of the first buttons on there, along with the masterclass application. But this one is you pay a subscription, $5 a month. It gets automatically billed. You can cancel anytime. And once a week. If right now it's going to be random until we find a nice groove of a good time where a lot of people can join. Right now it's once a week, and we get on for about a half hour. But last night actually we went longer. We went like almost an hour because that's what I do is I just talk, and then the whole group gets to talk. But anyway, it's bite-sized learning. I pick a topic for the class, and we just talk about it, and we learn from the talk. And I explain and I walk everyone through, and then it's really interactive because there's Q&As, and then at the end, once we got through the class, we have a little hangout after. Sometimes we can just talk and chat. We take the mute off of everyone's screens, and then we can just chat. So it's been pretty cool. It's called Sidereal Bites. It's $5 a month. You can cancel anytime. It's really easy. And I think that's the best way for people to learn, and it's the best way for me to keep on talking. Because I do have the masterclass, which each masterclass I do gets filled up. But that's for serious trainings and people who are serious learners and who want to actually apply this to a practice. But Sidereal Bites is people like it's the price of like coffee or a happy hour drink. So it's for people that want to have knowledge just for themselves and not go full blown expense. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Sidereal Bites. I'm gonna try to put links everywhere so you'll see it. So, and then occasionally I'll give away a free. I'll open up the class for free just so people can get a taste. So just keep a lookout for that too. Yeah, so that's my announcement. So that's pretty cool. And we talked about Saturn going direct and what does that mean and how does that apply to everyone's chart. And what came up yesterday in the class was that a lot of people saw a sense of or felt a sense of clarity with what needs to happen, and that was what I forecasted in that last week's video as well, was that we're going to have a sense of reality of what we need to do to take action. So everything is leading up to that as well. Even in this video right here, in this week ahead, it's about action, but there's a lot of squares. So we're going to kind of go over this and little by little, all right, because we're going to try to peel it apart. So first thing I want to open up is the harvest. Because the harvest relates to wheat. We always say wheat, right? And Virgo is it's related to the house of bread, which is what Bethlehem is translated as the house of bread, and Mary, Bethlehem, Jesus, so all of this stuff, and the clearest. You can watch a video on YouTube, the movie Zeitgeist, right? That's what it was, Zeitgeist. There's a portion of it, and they clipped it out and they put it all over YouTube, like religion as an astrological story, and he breaks it all down and talks about Virgo, House of Bethlehem, and it's like the quickest cosmology story you'll ever see in your life, and I think it's less than 10 minutes. And so watch that. All right. But anyway, Virgo is house of bread, translates to Bethlehem. That's why when you see Virgo, she's holding wheat because she's the harvest, and she feeds, and that's why Virgo in medical astrology, it's the digestive system because she feeds, right? So now what we're seeing is all these planets: Mars, Sun, Moon conjunct, obviously because it's a new moon. Then we have Venus, Mercury, and then we see that the Venus is there's a couple T squares going on. So it's like the Venus Mercury conjunction is T squaring this Saturn Neptune South Node conjunction, and then North Node, and then back up. So this right here is feminine energies, because Venus is the feminine energy, and Mercury in Virgo is also communications of the feminine energy, like the messages, the cosmic messages, and it's hitting all of this down here, the Saturn Pluto South Node conjunction, that we go over all the time. You can see Saturn is direct, but everything else is retrograde. But the Pluto Venus thing is the dark feminine, is the Kali energy. So that's a T square. So that's just what I'm seeing is reap what we sow, and then applying, because there's also a T square with, there's also a square with it looks like Jupiter. What did I have here? Jupiter. Jeez, there's so much going on. Yeah, it's Jupiter. Oh, it's a sextile. Jupiter sextiles Mercury, right? Jupiter sextiles Venus, and it sextiles Mercury. So that's some expansive energy with this elixir, because Jupiter is moving back into the galactic center, which was this whole elixir thing. And then later on, we'll see that Jupiter is also squares on Neptune. We're going to see when that's going on too. So that's also like kind of the whole dream situation that we spoke about. So we're going to go over that in the transit. Okay, so what we see is the Sun-Moon conjunction, because it's a new moon. It's actually is a T square between the Saturn South Node conjunction, and it's let me see what it shows. Because the Saturn looks like it's also conjunct the ascendant, and that's where the T square is happening. But also the South Node. Yes, it is a T square with Sun, Moon, Saturn, and North Node in Gemini. So this is now this to me, Saturn and then the new moon, the Saturn is new direction. It was new application, new realities. So this is now planting the seeds, and we're going to see in the transits the squares that are going on. I think there's, like with anything, sure, we dreamt it, now we saw the reality, and now we saw the vision, and now we're ready to apply. But just like with anything new, there's a learning curve, and then there's going to be time needed to work this new rhythm, this new process, and that can be sort of frustrating because you're learning new. Because squares are always like lessons learned through frustration, and if we all know, like, we have a daily rhythm. Humans are very much into comfort, unless you're like a deep spiritual person, which you like to grow through discomfort. But in general, humans like comfort, and now we have to go out of our comfort zone to make the new to apply ourselves in the new reality, and that's why there's a lot of squares and T squares and things like that, because although everything is good, it's a change of rhythm, change of realities, and that can lead to frustration. But if you know this, um, you won't be frustrated. So just just like give yourself time for everything. So you start a new rhythm, you start a new system, you have a new learning curve with some software or whatever it is that you've now involved in because of these changes. Give yourself time to sit with it. Forgive yourself, allow yourself time to make mistakes and to learn and to take your time. Allow yourself to freeze up. Allow yourself to be viewed as like slacking because you're actually just hands off and letting your brain wander, because from that space something will come in. You're giving space. So all that type of energy, I would say kind of like pay attention to that, because that's the general theme I see going on. All right. Let me just see what I got else here. Yeah, we're gonna jump into the transits, because that will explain more of what we're leading up to. But I think this is reap what we sow, applying the new and being in it, and the learning curves, and the time, because Saturn, T square with the sun and the moon and the nodes, is like time, like what time are we allotting for this? So that's good. All right, so let's jump over here, some transits, pull that up. All right, let me move this. That's what we got. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Jupiter squares Neptune. Jupiter is moving into the galactic center, and Neptune is in Aquarius. So this is visions of the new paradigm that we talked about, the new because Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius we have is in Aries. So this is new breakthroughs in the new realms and the new utopian visions. And the Neptune was hitting the nodes back in the summer, and we were dreaming. So now Saturn is hitting the nodes we spoke about. Now is reality. Now Jupiter squares on the Neptune. So we're gonna see what that's like. I think it's the new elixir. I think it's the new elixir, and seeing how it works. Putting it into work and seeing if it's aligned with the dreams that we had. So that's kind of going in. It's square. So that's something to look out for. We spoke about the sextile Mercury-Jupiter. We spoke about Saturn and the nodes in this video and the last video. This is just reality, applying of reality, of the new direction. And next we have, this is that T-square we have with the Venus, T-square Saturn, Venus, with the T-square with the node, with the south node. But also it is the north node too, so it's T-square. So that's that's like the feminine energy and the teacher and the lessons there. But then we see that Venus was conjunct in Virgo Mercury. So that's communications, the feminine communicating. So there's going to be lessons, realizations with the feminine. And for a minute I thought I saw a square with Venus and Pluto, back in the regular new moon chart, and that's the dark feminine energy. So that comes out as Kali energy, or highly, feminine work through sexual energy, but it's mainly like shadow work. So something is going to happen there, and then we'll just keep an eye out for that. So yeah, I think we covered it, right? Yeah, I think we covered it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good on everything here. So this is a week in general. A recap is we're actually in the new working system. I believe that's what it is. We're in the new working system, and the new rhythms, new time frames, new everything. So we're kind of going to be out of our comfort zone, which is fine because that's what we want to do. But like anything, the learning curves are just out of the comfort zone. It doesn't matter. So whatever work you do around that, when you go out your comfort zone, I don't know, for me, I have like crystals, like I have like all these things on my desk. So sometimes you see when I'm talking and I hold these crystals when I talk. That's what I do for uncharted territories. I just hold my crystal and kind of grounds me. So whatever you do for that, for like keeping you, going into your comfort zone, out of your comfort zone, and it's going to be good for you, but it's going to just out of your comfort zone. It's not cool. So, work with that. That's going to be good, I think. Yeah, that should feel good. So, okay. All right. So, yeah, really, join the Sidereal Bites. $5 a month. I go on once a week for a half hour and plus more, because I'm a chat box. But it's structured at half hour. Half hour, random topic I pick, and I share, and I teach, and it's $5 a month, and that's it. And yeah, Sidereal Bites. All right. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.